So after some humming and ooh-ahing, I made a decision, and that decision was that WWF 1985-1986 was a very hard series not to book for me because of how long I had between pay-per-views, between the big show WrestleMania and storyline-wise. Ain't no shortcut opener, or shortcut, as I recently learned. So today we start a new series, WWE. Yeah, a quick trick here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make WCW the greatest wrestling company in the world, and we're starting in 1991 in January. And in the pre-show, our decent wrestling Democrat Catastrophic defeat Dan Spivey in 7:56 by pinfall the double arm DDT, a 57C minus Catastrophic 47. Dan Spivey 60. He's got his crazy gimmick, above average, no work points. 14,407 people at the Louis Jewell Coliseum. I would like to make people aware as well this evening that I have skipped through a few weeks. I did do a couple of shows that were not booked by the computer, so we have lost a bit of popularity because of that. I have changed the thing, so they're rated equally on how I have all my companies. So everything is ready, and we're going to go with it. And I think this is going to be a better replacement, or a better series than what we've got, or we've had over the past few weeks with the current series, WWF 1985. But in the future, I had some pro wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Keith Hart, Chris Jericho, and Benoit defeated Scott Armstrong, Pat Rose, and Steven Regal in 7:41 when Steven Regal defeated Chris Jericho defeated Steven Regal by pinfall. In terms of ring work, Steven Regal is head and shoulders winners. Benoit 42, Jericho 36, Keith Hart 37, Regal 52, Pat Rose 34, Scott Armstrong 29. Armstrong taken on. So Regal, one of these, Keith Hart and probably Scott Armstrong are going to be released after tonight because they're really annoying and not very good, as you can see. So both of them will probably leave after tonight, and that will. But Steven Regal and Chris Benoit and Pat Rose did quite well actually. Oh, there's a cat in the room. 44D, can't complain. Wonder what there's a weird noise behind me. In the pre-show, I had surprise and little heat. Steve Austin and Pez Waltley defeated Kevin Nash and Leif Larry. When Steve Austin defeated Leif Larry by pin with the stun gun. I'm at home now, by the way, guys. Taylor did good work at ringside. Steve Austin Davies fan favourite gimmick. Nish Rainer great. Leif Larry 38, Kevin Nash 46, Pez Volt 29, Steve Austin 42, Leif Larry improving in performance. I'm not getting rid of people straight away because they're not doing very well in ring work. I'm going to leave them, see how they do, and see if we can improve them. If not, after this time next year and they're still getting those sort of ratings, I will get rid of them. In the future, I had decent wrestling, but little heat. Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Bobby Eaton and Buddy Landel. In 7:47, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Buddy Landel by pin with the Mystiana. Rey Mysterio Jr. 40, Ron 42, Bobby Landel 48. Bobby Eaton's out there with 66. RVD in performance and Rey Mysterio in Rumble. Ron Dan show Steeler very good. Luchador above average, 58C minus. In a bout, I had good wrestling and decent. Good heat and decent wrestling. Sid Vicious defeated Tommy Rich in 8:08 by pin with a powerbomb. Tommy Rich 62, Sid Vicious 54. Vicious in performance. We'll be going up to Raw Games, and there will be a War Games match. 62C. I don't know who's going to be in the War Games match yet. I haven't decided. I appreciate had good wrestling and decent as the crowd. Terry Gord, Ricky Morton, and Junkyard Dog defeated Arn Kevin Sullivan, a big fan Vader. 7:47 when Junkyard Dog defeated Kevin Sullivan by pin with the powerbomb. Arn was essential to announce, but Junkyard Dog was a weak link. Dog 50, Ricky Morton 61, Gordy 69, Van Vader 70, Sullivan 17, Arn 83. Old school face in the Trainer great. Gordy and Rumble 73B minus. Ted Turner has got corrupt official. It's actually got great. And he got 45D. I didn't think he'd do that well. I've got to get myself. This is who's running WCW and I'm booking as. I'm here to tell you about the new WCW. No more NWA bollocks. No more bullshit. Just some goddamn wrestling. Tonight we got some WWF stars who have jumped to join. And tonight we'll crown the first ever WCW World Champion. When Sting meets Ric Flair. And tonight we make history. 45D from Ted Turner, cannot complain. And in about good wrestling, a decent match with crowd, the Fabulous Freebirds defeated Steiner in 7:26 when Mike Haynes defeated Rick Steiner by pin of the Bulldog. Mike Haynes was off his game. Jimmy Gerv sustained a wrist sprain. Mike Haynes and Jimmy Gerv got great chemistry and team together. Scott Steiner 71, Rick Steiner 65, Jimmy Gervin 63, Mike Haynes 60. Rick Steiner in Rumble, Rick Steiner in Performance and Scott Steiner in Rumble, 69C+. Yes, thank you. That's fine. In a decent match, Eddie Guerrero defeated Michael Wall Street in 6:39 by pin with a frog splash at 62C. Old school facing showing a great Eddie Guerrero 65, Michael Wall Street 53. He's improving the performance 62C. Can't complain. 70C plus, 70C plus from Tito Santana goes. So I hand my notice in for opportunities here in WCW. What do I see in the back? Rick Rude. Now I can't stand this cocky man. All he's going to do is go out there, wrestle a half-assed match, and not care about the amazing fans we get each and every week. Well, I'm going out there to fight for the WCW fans and prove I belong here. 70C plus, not bad. And Tony Schiavone, of course. Magnum TA and Jim Ross on commentary. In a decent match, Doom defeated Young Pistols in 7:26 when Ron Simmons defeated Steve Armstrong by pin for the diving shoulder block. Doom make defense number 6 of their WCW World Tag Team titles. Jason was 51, Steve Armstrong 50, Butch Reed 58, Ron Simmons 67, Trace Smothers in Rumble, Butch Reed in Performance 62C. Barry Windham's in the back with Tony Schiavone. He goes, as a part of Four Horsemen, it means I represent the best group in pro wrestling today. Now Lex Luger holds the United States title, and it's going to be mine at Wrestle War. I'm coming for you, Lex Luger, and it's going to be a lovely night because I know when I beat him, the fans will cry, and that will be fun to see. Now, that match will not be happening because I have made my mind up for Wrestle Wars because I've been thinking about it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Yes, I am going to be able to do it. I'm not going to have it brawl-based because not everybody in this world can do a brawl-based match. So it's going to be the regular version. And I'm going to go for reg. Yep, cool. Yes, regular. Awesome. Save. Non-wrestling time. 10 freaking minutes. Let's go for create a match. War Games. And we're going to take that off. Definitely not 10 minutes. We'll do 2 minutes. TV. Call this one TV, and that'll be reg as well. I don't think taking 10 minutes out of my pay-per-view is going to be very fair on the other wrestlers who might have a match on that night. I haven't got anyone booked, but so the War Games match you guys will going to see will be as follows. It will be Barry Windham. Hold on, let's go right. Ric Flair. Barry Windham. Where's Arn Anderson? And I think it's Sid Vicious as well. I might be wrong on that. It became a member of the Ivy Horsemen in WCW in the early 1990s. Yes, so it is him. Against the face team of Sting. Who else is feuding? Ricky Steamboat. He's not feuding with any of them. Rick Martel. Lex Luger's feuding with him. I don't think anyone's feuding with Sid Vicious. Sadly, I'm going to have to put Junkyard Dog in the match. That ain't happening. I'm going to swap him out for Rick Martel. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm swapping him. And I'm going to throw in Terry Gordy and put him in a feud with. So the feud I've got at the moment is Junkyard Dog's feud with Von Anderson. I'm going to change it to Rick Martel next week, and then I'm going to do that feud as well. So this is where War Games match makes a bit of sense. 70C plus, not bad. Yep, so ignore this angle. This angle don't make sense. It's going to change next week because Junkyard Dog was shit in the ring. In the bad, decent wrestling with the Lightning Express defeated the Royal Family in 8:01 when Tim Horner defeated Jack Victory by pinfall with a rolling cradle. Rip Morgan's not suited to his gimmick. I knew someone would come up with that because they always freaking do. I was just waiting for it to add anyone. I thought I was going to get away with it. Tim Horner 58, Brad Armstrong 67, Rip Morgan 48, Jack Victory 37, Brad Armstrong in Rumble 60C. In the bad, fantasy and great wrestling, Truly Branch defeated Rip Martel in 7:28 by pinfall after using a foreign object. 73 to be honest. Rip Martel 72, Truly Blanchard 70. He's got his clean cut below average, and he's improved in form. So that is why I'm going to be swapping him for the Junkyard Dog. 73 B minus. And Truly Ricky Steamboat comes out and he gets 74 B minus. Old school face and it's really great. He's also getting paid. He's going to go once again. Truly comes back to wrestle on a big stage and he cheats to win. The Dragon is here to protect the fans. You see, Truly came to WCW for the changes that Turner's promised. But people like you who put a bad name on the rest of the roster. So it's going to be me coming for you. So be ready, Truly Blanchard. And that will be happening live on pay-per-view at Wrestle War. Of course, I'm not sticking to the original Wrestle War card, which, as you can see here, Ric Flair, Sid Vicious, Barry Windham, Larry Bisco, taking on Sting, Rick, and Scott Steiner and Brian Pillman. I think they're just Lex Luger versus Dangerous and Doom versus Three, but that ain't happening. That card is not happening in my WCW. I will be using the posters because I think the posters look cool, but apart from that, double ring, steel cage, no pin, submission or surrender, anything can happen. Well, yeah, anything will happen because this is my WCW, it's only for being honest. Anything does happen in my wrestling comics. But then he goes out and he has a match, and he goes in the next section match, Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat defeat Barry Windham and Rick Rude in 8:26 when Ricky Steamboat defeat Barry Windham by pin with a diving crossbody. Ricky Steamboat 94, Tito Santana 67, Rick Rude 74, and Barry Windham 74. Rick Rude in performance, Ricky Steamboat in performance, 70C+. And then we have Paulie Dangerous, and he was superb without his script, working without his script. He had the crown in the palm of his hands the entire time, which is typical Paul Heyman. And he goes, what you see here is perfect. And it's going to be perfection like this that makes this man a star. Now, we might have failed taking out Lex Luger, but this don't mean I've given up on... Oh, no. And tonight in the middle of that ring, you're going to see what this madman can do. 75 minus. And then in a decent match, Motor City Madman defeated Terry Taylor in 802 by pinfall. Terry Taylor 62, Madman City 39 and 57 minus. He's better in the ring than I thought he would. We'll see. We're going to give him a little bit of a push. In about that great wrestling and decent match, the crowd, Lex Luger defeated Larry Zbyszko in 742, opening with the clothesline. He makes defense number 1 of his WCW United States. Larry Zbyszko and Lex Luger don't seem to click and made for no about. Lex Luger's not suited to his gimmick. Okay, Luger needs a change. I'm really... Larry Zbyszko 63, Luger 62, no work from 64C, cannot complain. And then Luger celebrates victory in the ring when Barry Windham runs and attacks him. Luger's still not suited to his gimmick, 73 minus. Then in a decent match, Brian Pillman defeated Razor Ramon, Owen Hart and Rip Rogers. I was going to call him Scott Hall, but I thought Razor Ramon being a bit more entertaining. The order match was Owen Hart first, then Razor, and finally Rip Rogers. Brian Pillman wins the WCW World Television title. Turns ring work, Brian Pillman's head and shoulders went out, Rip Rogers the weak link. Pillman 79, Razor Ramon 55, Owen Hart 62, Rip Rogers 43. Owen Hart in performance. I never realised Owen Hart actually worked for WCW in the early 1990s. 1991, 1990s. 67C plus, not bad. Video plays opening or main event of the night is Sting will take on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! Can't do Ric Flair without doing that. And in an exceptional match, Sting defeated Ric Flair in 2018 by pinfall. Sting wins the WCW World title, 79B minus. These two have great chemistry. McIntyre is pretty weak. Ric Flair 100, Sting 82. Oh no, Ric Flair 100, Sting 82. Sting improving in Rumble, a 79B, which is one of the better shows I booked a better show on the computer. We're going to end the show there, my friends. We're a 76B minus. This show increases popularity in 12 regions, but it lost its popularity in 4. It's going to take us a while to get any better than that because we've got a lot of shit wrestlers. And we're going to have to build them up and get them popularity. But to have a 79B main event, I cannot complain. My friends, I'll see you again live next week for another edition of WCW World Championship Wrestling. Welcome back. We have got a pay-per-view this Sunday night. I've changed everything around a bit. So we've got Clash of Champions on Centre, then Wrestle War, which we've only set up 2 matches for. So they're going to stay on that card because that'll be the same as it is now. We ain't got anything booked for Clash of Champions, which is Sunday night. So expect a lot of matches being booked. We're at the Lawrence Jewell Coliseum again tonight because that's what the game thinks is the best arena for us. And I forgot to sort out the gimmicks. How many of you used to me going, yep, this needs dealt with, and then never doing it? I do it all the time. And appreciate to Paris and Honors and Crowdy, Scott Armstrong, Kevin Nash, and Steven Regal defeated Benoit, Robin Dunn, and Chris Jericho in Sun 3-1. When Kevin Nash defeated Chris Jericho by pin with a big boot. That's because I kind of turned this off last night. So Rip, Morgan, and Luger. But Scott Armstrong is also now coming up, which we haven't got. So Scott Armstrong. Can I say thank you? Kevin Nash defeated Chris Jericho by pin with a big boot. Just sticks his foot out. Jericho 38, RVD 43, Benoit 43, Regal 51, Nash 44, Scott Armstrong 29. Regal in performance and Jericho in Rumble 47D. In a push out, decent match in middle cheap, Bobby Eaton and Buddy Landau and Pez Walter defeated Bobby Eaton and Buddy Landau defeated Pez Whiteley and Steve Austin in 8:27 when Bobby Eaton defeated Steve Austin by a pin for the Alabama Jam. Steve Austin 42, Pez Whiteley 30, Bobby Landau 48, and Bobby Eaton 67. Bobby Eaton in Technical 50-60 minus. Can't complain with that. In a distribution match, Terry Taylor defeated the Motor City Madman in 8:26 by pinfall the Flying Forearm Smash. Terry Taylor 69, Motor City Madman 45, no opponents 57 C minus. Let me just have a quick swig of my caramel Christmas limited edition Nescafe Mocha. What they do in nice cups if you want something nice to drink. That's the best thing to go. In a piece of bad subpar in a little heat, Razor Ramon defeated Keith Hart in 8:04 by pinfall the Crucifix Powerbomb. Keith Hart 34, Razor Ramon 44. Razor Ramon in performance. Keith Hart's not suit. Keith Hart now. Wasn't I paying attention last week to the pre-show because I'm getting more this week? I will be changing Razor Ramon's moveset over. I just forgot to do it 42D and also do the same for Kevin Nash. In a exhibition match, Ricky Morton defeated Michael Wall Street in 7:46 by pinfall the Diving Cross Body. Michael Wall Street 66. Ricky Morton 63, working process. Is that the guy we got? Whip, Morgan, Newt, Scott, Keith, and then Wall Street. 63C. The idea is we don't go bankrupt in 10 years' time. In 10 years, that's the object of the series. In a distribution match, Rick Rude and Dan Spivey defeated Eddie Guerrero and Owen Hart in 8:19. When Rick Rude defeated Eddie Guerrero by pinfall the Rude Awakening. Rick Rude was best. Owen Hart 62, Eddie Guerrero 64, Dan Spivey 59, Rick Rude 73, Dan Spivey in Techno 70C plus. Interesting usual addresses. New who's Jim Crockett Jr. I wondered who had a gimmick change. What? No? Well, anyway, Jim Crockett was on commentary. That's why that came up. Good job having him on commentary. And then an 83B plus to open up the night. Sting comes down and goes, whoa! I don't know what Ric Flair's new catchphrase is. Just read the bottom bit. The Stinger is your WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and I'm going to represent each and every single one of you. Now, this coming Sunday night is a pay-per-view event like no other. It is Night Champions. Now, I've been told by officials that I'm going to face Ric Flair again. Only time will tell, Vince McMahon. You might be on top, but we're coming for you and your stupid half-ass company. And then Ric Flair comes out and he goes, woo! Now I come out here because we're changing the way Where's Tony holding your mic? In fact, where's the guy holding this one? Woo! It don't matter, Stinger. Ted likes me and hates you, and he's here for the money. Now, this Sunday night is going to be me versus you, and this time I won't lose. Woo! You see, these fans are blind to the truth that you are nothing but a mindless troll. So Ric Flair's mentioning that, he's used to someone holding the mics for him, and there's no one here, and he's kind of taking the piss out of it. And then Sting goes, Rick, I'm not here for money. I'm not here for glory. I'm here for these fans. And if that title means I go and join CML and New Japan, who we got working agreements with, I can't remember the other company, then fine. If that means moving the product overseas, fine. But this Sunday night, you're going down. So at the moment, we're only showing to America. We've got no deals elsewhere. So Clash of Champions. Just put it this way, every single storyline will have a match booked for Clash of Champions. Very quickly, very forceful, Clash of Champions. Everything's been booked for what tonight because I've kind of decided last minute we're doing Clash of Champions. A3B plus. In a bad surprise, little heat, Cactus Jack defeated Pat Rose in 732 by putting the double arm DDT. These two have great chemistry. Pat Rose 40, Cactus Jack 51. No work improvements. Well, if they've got good chemistry and it's going to work for us, then let's throw Pat Rose and Cactus Jack in a match live. He is going to lose again because I'm trying to put. So I'm going to push Cactus Jack. So actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to think of something a bit better. Actually, Dustin Rhodes. Cactus Jack versus Dustin, who hasn't been here with his on loan to WWF for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. In a bad subpar wrestling, a little heat, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Rick Morgan 802 by pinfall the Mysterioana. Rick Morgan 45, Rey Mysterio Jr. 44. No work rooms 48D plus. We are now at war with WWF properly. And Teddy Harsenbang goes, tonight live on WCW in 6-man tag team action, these three men will decimate their opponents. I brought them to the top with tag team gold. Now Lethal Larry wants some, and he will get it this Sunday night when he defeats that man, Brian Pillman. Forgot I booked that match. That's kind of a joke. That was a joke, and I forgot I actually did an in-joke, but yes, Lethal. I had to make a decision on who's going to face Brian Pillman, and the decision is Lethal Larry. So that's happening. 45D. In a decent match, Lethal Larry and Doom defeat Brian Pillman the Lightning Express 72, and Ron Simmons defeat Tim Horner by pinfall with a spine buster after Teddy Long interfered. In terms of ring work, Brian Pillman's own shoulders were nuts. Lethal Larry's the weak link. Tim Horner 56, Brad Armstrong 65, Brian Pillman 82, Lethal Larry 40, Butch Reed 64, Ron Simmons 64. Brian Pillman in technical, Ron Simmons in performance, and Butch Reed in performance for 72 plus. Well, Pillman's going to be pushed towards the main event after his match with Lethal Larry. Rick Rude's in the back. So only when I saw half-assed matches, and I don't care about the fans, at least he knows that. The truth is, Tito, you cannot stand that idiot Vince McMahon anymore, and come for shining lights, like the other people who were rumoured to be coming. This is a war between us, and it's not going to end soon. And this Sunday night, I'm going to kick your ass. If anyone hasn't noticed yet, we are at war with WWF and every single company that we had to deal with, who are pissed off with me for leaving the group, leaving, and we. So yeah, we left the NWA, and a lot of people pissed off with that. So it's only 4B minus. But then Rick Martel has a promo, not the best, but he's getting better his gimmick, and I don't really care because I like Rick Martel. So I have come here to help get rid of the 4 Horsemen, and that's what I'm going to do. You see, the problem is with you, and this Sunday night the Enforcer will be enforced when I beat him 1, 2, 3. My God, that's the best promo I've written tonight. I like that promo. I'm really proud of that promo. I am ridiculously happy with it. So Rick Martel, Arn Anderson, me. Oh, believe me, there's more surprises coming because I've outbidded WWF for 4 wrestlers, and you won't believe who they are. Actually, 5 people and a manager. In a battle, good wrestler, great heat and decent wrestling. Terry Gordy defeats Sid Vicious in 7:58 by pinfall the Powerbomb. Terry Gordy 68, Sid Vicious 53, Vicious in performance 65C. In an exceptional match, Arn Anderson defeated Ricky Steamboat in 7:54 by pinfall the spinning spine buster. After Strasham Trudy Blanchard, Rick Steamboat 91, Arn Anderson 85. It's only 3B minus, and a 75B minus. You want to come out here and say a load of rubbish about me? Then fine. But this Sunday night I'll put you in the ground when I beat you. You see, Ricky Steamboat, you might be a great wrestler, but I'm 100 times better than you. Ouch. I will, what I'm going to do is, after this, I'm going to go through all of the TV shows we've got, which is a ridiculous amount. And I'm going to set them all to inactive, so especially Nitro main event, because we're not doing them. So, yeah, anyway, 1995, we're going to get Nitro going. In a decent match, Kevin Sullivan, the Royal Family defeat Junkyard Dog and Young Pistols in 7:44, and Kevin Sullivan defeat Trace Snows by pinfall the Devil Stomp. Sullivan carried the match in terms of ring performance, that's fine. Junkyard Dog 50, Trace Snows 51, Steve Armstrong 49. Rick Morgan 48, Jack Victor 41, and Kevin Sullivan 66. Armstrong in Rumble. Steve Armstrong is not suited to his gimmick. Well, I think I've got that written down. Yes, I have. So 57C minus. Lex Luger's in the back. He's not suited to his gimmick, so we need to change that. He goes, so he wants this. He wants the United States Championship. Fine. Come and get it this Sunday night in Night Champions. When you do, I'm going to run over you with my Lex Express. 70C plus. In a battle, good wrestling and a decent national crowd, Steiner Brothers defeated the Fabulous Freebird in 7:48, when Rick Steiner defeated Jimmy Garvin by pinfall the Steiner Riser. Scott Steiner 75, Rick Steiner 66, Jimmy Garvin 67, Mark Haynes 62. Really pissed me off that certain wrestlers are contracted to be managers only, and I cannot wait until I can bring them. So Diamond Bronze Pagement as a manager only. So as soon as these contracts ended, I'm going to be re-signing for him in competition. The other one I've got that problem with is Dusty Rhodes, so he'll be also signed in to work in the ring when I can do it. In about fantastic heat and great wrestling, Tito Santana defeated Truly Blanchard in 8:08 by pinfall the Flying Forearm Smash. Tito Santana 68, Truly Blanchard 74. No work improvements. 74B minus. And then a video plays hyping up the main event of Night of Champions, or Clash of Champions, sorry. When Ric Flair will take on Sting. 81B, not bad. That's a nice little angle. In about great heat and good wrestling, Tommy Rich, Lex Luger and Rick Martel defeated Ric Flair, Bay Wynn and Big Van Vader in 9:25 when Tommy Rich defeated Big Van Vader by pinfall the Seattle Suplex Slam. Rick Martel 71, Luger 64, Rich 57, Big Van Vader 66, Barry Windham 71, Ric Flair 91. Tommy Rich in Rumble and Performance, Luger in Performance, Big Van Vader in Performance, and Rick Martel in Performance. 72B-. Your main event tonight is Larry Zbyszko taking on the living legend, Larry Zbyszko taking on the icon Sting. Don't know when he got that name, but there you go. In a very fantastic and great wrestling, Sting defeated Larry Zbyszko in 9:52 by pinfall. He makes France number 1 of the WCW World Heavyweight title. Larry Zbyszko 66, Sting 78. Sting improving in performance, 74B-. I know we're not going to increase in popularity. We lost popularity in 5 regions, but increased in 12. My friends, I'll see you guys live once again with WCW Clash of Champions this coming Sunday night. Clash of Champions IV. I should have clicked start actually. Quick. 20,142 people at the Pyramid Arena tonight. And in a push about decent wrestling, defeat the Z-Man, Steve Austin, Robin Down, and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Bobby Orton, Motor City, Madman, Razor Ramon, Scott Armstrong in 8:30 when Z-Man defeated Scott Armstrong by pinfall with a super kick. Bobby Ian was head and shoulders better than that. Robin runs way off his game. Rey Mysterio was Paulo Dangerous, so he did some good work at ringside. I still haven't done the gimmicks because I'm going to wait until after tonight. Mysterio Jr. 45, RVD 40, Austin 48, Z-Man 50, Scott Armstrong 33, Razor Ramon 54, Medicine Madman 44, and Bobby Eaton 69. Rey Mysterio and Techno and Z-Man in performance of 58C-. He's here on a one-night deal, but in a battle at surprise and little heat, Steven Regal defeated Duke Dozy in 8:08 by pinfall the Regal Plex. Both of them getting better at the gimmick. Duke Dozy 28, Regal 55. No recommends 49D, just so that Regal can have a win. And we've done the same for the next 2 as well. Marcus Bagwell's here on a one-night deal, but he had in about a terrible wrestling non-existent crowd heat. Keith Hart defeated him in 8:27 by pinfall. Keith Hart 36, 27 Bagwell 35E+. And in a decent pre-show match, Terry Taylor defeated Austin Idol in 10:55 by pinfall the Flying Forearm Smash. Terry Taylor 59, Austin Idol 53, no opponent 61C. And our final in the pre-show main event, our final dark match. In a poor pre-show match, Buddy Landel, Kevin Sullivan, Pat Rose and Rick Rogers defeated Pez Whaley, Chris Jericho, Benoit and Callus Jack. In 14:35 when Kevin Sullivan defeated Chris Jericho by pinfall the Double Stomp. Jack 51, Benoit 48, Chris Jericho 34, Pez Walter 32, Rick Rogers 42, Pat Rose 42, Kevin Sullivan 72 and Buddy Landel 50. Callus Jack in performance, Benoit in performance, Rick Rogers in technical. Dustin Rhodes was not here tonight, so Callus Jack was not on the main card for that reason. But we got some huge names here tonight. You'll get ready for them. Tonight is the clash we've been waiting for. Tonight, 4 huge names make their debut in the WCW ring. Tonight, the war with WWF begins and is going to end with us on top. Tonight, Sting and Ric Flair, main event. The first in a long line of live pay-per-view events, and it begins live. Then we just see a load of fans, a few fireworks, Magnum TA and Jim Ross at ringside. I should have really put Tony Schiavone there because Tony Schiavone is also at ringside, but he isn't at the moment. You'll see why. Hello and welcome to WCW Clash of Champions, our first in monthly pay-per-view event. Our first in monthly pay-per-view events. Every month you'll get one of these live. Tonight the card is stacked. And Magnum TA goes, look, I've seen 4 names from WWF who are there, but they are still advertising for their show. Well, they're not there because they are here. And Tony, you've got one of them now, Tony. And 69C plus. Magnum TA is stumbling on his words because my program is shit. We have 60C plus, and Tony goes, Magnum TA, thanks. I'm standing with me is the most terrifying man and his manager who is hired. And he goes, oh yes, the Undertaker and I have left the WWF and we're now here in WCW. We are to dominate the most exciting company around. Oh yes. Oh no, we're not. I had you fooled. We are on a mission to destroy the company from the inside. So get my Undertaker's opinion in the ring so we can make him rest in peace. Oh yes. And Paul Bird debuted, but even on Carnot, gimmick, blistering poor. 660 plus. And in a good match, The Undertaker defeated Terry Gordy in 9:31 by pinfall the Tombstone Pile Driver. Paul Bird, a good worker inside, he's two great chemistry. Not enough selling. Terry Gordy 71, Undertaker 65, no work from 68C plus. In a decent match, the Fabulous Freebirds defeated Young Pistols In 8:21, when Michael Haynes defeated Steve Armstrong by pinfall the Bulldog. Tracy Smuts 54, Steve Armstrong 52, Jimmy Gervin 65, Michael Haynes 69, Michael Haynes in Techno 67C+. In a bad good wrestling and decent match of crowd, the Steiner Brothers defeat Doom in 10:29, where Mick Steiner defeated Butch Reed by pinfall the Steinerizer. The Steiner Brothers are now your WCW World Tag Team Champions. Scott Steiner 70, Rick Steiner 70, Butch Reed 66, Ron Simmons 68, no work points 72B-. In a decent match, Dan Spivey defeated Owen Hart in 8:03 by pinfall the Spivey Spike. Dan Spivey 62, Owen Hart 56, no work points 64C. In a decent match, Kevin Nash defeated Eddie Guerrero in 7:34 by pinfall the Helicopter Slam. Kevin Nash 45, Eddie Guerrero 64, no work points 61C. Teddy Bossie's shown arriving backstage, much to the surprise of the announcers. He's debuted his High Society gimmick and has gone to train with Awful for the AD+. Then in a decent match, Big Van Vader defeated Ricky Morton in 8:06 by pinfall the Vader Bomb. Ricky Morton 65, Big Van Vader 61, no work improvement 67C+. In a decent match, the Royal Family defeated Line Express in 7:47 when Jack Victor defeated Brad Armstrong by pinfall the Victory Prex. Towards the ring where Brad Armstrong's head and shoulders burnouts, but Jack Victor, who got the pinfall, was struggling. Rip Morgan 52, Jack Victor 41, Tim Horner 62, Brad Armstrong 73, Brad Armstrong in performance 65C. In the next short match, Warrior debuts defeating Michael Wall Street in 4:56 by pinfall the Running Splash. Not Michael Wall Street and Soid is going out power and paint average. Michael Wall Street 50, Warrior 60. Warriors improved in performance to 60C. Yes, the All My Warriors arrived. In a bad fantasy and good wrestling, Lex Luger defeated Barry Windham in 14:49 by pinfall the Clothesline. He makes defense number 2 of his WCW United States Heavyweight title. Windham 68, Luger 66. No work improvements. Lex Luger's not suited his gimmick. 72B-. In a decent match, Brian Pillman defeated Lethal Larry in 9:54 by pinfall the Air Pillman. He makes defense number 1 of his WCW World title. Lethal Larry 39, Pillman 77, Lethal Larry in Rumble 68C+. In a bad great heat and decent wrestling, Ted DiBiase defeated Junkyard Dog in 9:47 by pinfall with a diving back elbow drop. Junkyard Dog was visibly tired. Teddy Ross again very his gimmick. Ted Turner was weak. That's fine. Junkyard Dog 51, Ted DiBiase 68, no work movements 62C. In a bad great heat and good wrestling, Randy Savage defeated Larry Zbyszko in 9:55 by pinfall the Flying Elbow Drop. Larry Zbyszko off his game, loose cannon below average. Larry Zbyszko 63, Savage 74, 75B-. In a bad good heat and decent wrestling, Sid Vicious defeated Tommy Rich in 7:44 by pinfall the Barrel Bomb. Tommy Rich 60, Sid Vicious 57, no work point 63C. In a superb match, Rick Rude defeated Tito Santana in 12:52 by pinfall the Rude Awakening. Tito Santana 68, Rick Rude 76, no work improvements. 78B, not bad. In a bad superb wrestling and great heat, Rick Martel defeated Arn Anderson in 14:34 by pinfall. Arn Anderson 83, Rick Martel 76, Rick Martel improved in Rumble and performance. An 80B+, can't complain. Ricky Steamboat versus Truly Blanchard is next. In a superb match, Ricky Steamboat defeated Truly Blanchard in 18:03 by pinfall the Diving Crossbody. Ricky Steamboat 84, Truly Blanchard 66. Ricky Steamboat improving in Rumble, a 79B. And our main event tonight is Sting versus Ric Flair. An 81B main event in an exceptional match. Sting defeated Ric Flair in 1938 by pinfall. Sting makes defense number 2 of his WCW World Heavyweight title. Ric Flair 97, Sting 86, no work improvements, an 81B. A 79B, it lost its popularity in 2 regions, but that's only 2 compared to what we normally do. I haven't got, oh shit, don't do that, especially on my phone. So we're going to give it to Sting, Rick, and I'm going to give it to the debut and Randy Savage because he did great. Not Anderson, he's a referee. So they're going to all be praised tonight. I'm really proud to see the WWF guys finally joining my friends. I'm going to continue this going on until next month's Uncensored. So we'll see you live at WCW World Championship Wrestling very soon. Thanks for watching. And WCW rolls on. Yep, 24 hours removed, or not so, because we're taping this on a Wednesday and it's showing on a Saturday. Changed the logo, made it a bit more my company now. 8,960 people at the Atlantic City Centre. And in appreciable bouts of Pro Wrestling Noises and Crowd Eat, Stephen Regal defeated Steve Austin out of 5 by the Regal Plex. Austin 40, Regal 45. Austin improving performance, 46D. Nice. In a future battle, Paris and Little Heat, Scott Armstrong, Buddy Land, and Lethal Larry defeat Catjack, Pez Walton, and Keith Hart in 751. When Lethal Larry defeat Keith Hart by pin with the Power Slam. Turns the ring where Catjack was head and shoulders winner-ups. Keith Hart 36, Pez Whiteley 31, Catjack 54, Lethal Larry 41, Buddy Landau 39, and Scott Armstrong 29. Performance for Buddy Landau, and Keith Hart in performance. And guess what? I remember to do it. I remember to do it. Ha 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 ha. How many of you said I wouldn't have done it? Put your bets now. In a decent pre-show match, Eddie Guerrero defeats Sid Vicious in 823 by pinfall the Frog Splash. Eddie Guerrero 68, Sid Vicious 55, no worker in 68C+. In a decent pre-show match, Pat Rose, Dan Spath and Rick Rogers defeat Z-Man, Owen Hart and Brian Pillman. In 732, and Rick Rogers defeated Owen Hart by pin with a bridging German suplex. Pillman 76, Owen Hart 62, Z-Man 50, Rick Rogers 40, Dan Spavey 57, and Pat Rose 35. Rick Rogers improving the Rumble, got an itchy fucking head. 64C. In a pre-show battle, Paris and Little Heat, Ricky Morton defeat Easy Money in 740 by pin for the dropkick. Easy Money 26, Ricky Morton 52. No work improvements. 45D, he was there on a one-night deal, so it's fine. Then in a pre-show battle, Pro Wrestling and Little Heat, Tommy Rich defeat Gorgeous George 3 in 817 by pin for the sit-out suplex slam. Gorgeous George 327, Tommy Rich 57. No work improvements. 48D+. 84p. Last night. Last Sunday night was a shambles for me. Now uncensored, WCW wipes their hands of the matches. So Stinger, how about me and you lock horns one more time in a last man standing match? The person who can't get up by the 10 count loses, and the man left standing is your WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Woo! Really? You couldn't ask him for one more match? You got it. Now there's going to be no rules. The only way you can, no rules. Only stop you or me getting up to beat that 10 count. And that's going to be live in 4 weeks. Now, Rick, bring Barry out to the ring, and I will bring Lex out, and let's go for it in tonight's main event. And Rick goes, if that's what you want, you got it. And I'm going to win that match. Woo, woo, woo! So, uncensored, it's going to be a last man standing match. I'm going to just create a regular one. Save. Because certain matches, you know what this game's like, it's very picky, la-di-da-di-da. There we go, last man standing reg. I don't think I need to do that, but it comes up. So yeah, it's Ric Flair versus the Stinger will be live in a last man standing match on pay-per-view at WCW Uncensored, A4B+. Excuse me. Oh great, hold on a minute, just give me a second. In a bad, fantastic, in good wrestling, The Undertaker defeated Tito Santana in 745 by pinfall with a tombstone pile drive after Strash from Rick Rude. Tito Santana 70, The Undertaker 64. The Undertaker improving in performance. 73B minus. Not bad. In about a decent wrestling, Little Heat, Razor Ramon defeat Chris Benoit in 822 by pinfall the Crucifix Powerbomb. Razor Ramon 49, Benoit 46. No work runs 51D+. Now, John Wantabe is here on a one-night deal, so he's our backstage interview for the night. Tito, I hope you felt my message, and that the Uncensored is going to be me and you in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Tito, I showed you at Clash of Champions, and now I'm going to prove it once again at Uncensored. So, Falls Count Anywhere. I don't think I've done one of these yet, so we'll have to. I don't even think there's one of these in the match, is there? Monsters Ball. F, where's F? A. No First Blood. Ooh, okay. We'll go for a hardcore. Then we'll just do. Just going to change this to a regular hardcore match. Just so we don't get penalties. I will, after this, on the next show, import a load of matches from all the other saves we got, so we can have things like Falls Count Anywhere matches or things like that. When I've done that, I will change this over. But Rick Rude versus Tito Santana. Bop, bop, bop. And he did get 78B, can't complain. In a decent match, Doom defeated the Young Pistols in Phase 36 when Butch Reed defeated Steve Armstrong by pinfall the diving shoulder block. Tracy Mills 50, Steve Armstrong 43, Butch Reed 59, Ron Simmons 59. We're going to complete Cowboy Gimmick, awesome, 57C plus. And then we see Ted Turner, Jim Crockett Jr., Arn Anderson and Rick Martel in the back, and he goes, right, you've been brought before me and Jim because of the shit you caused in the back. After the match of Clash of Champions. Now, I'm not letting this slide, and in 4 weeks, Alan says, you two will be in a bull rope match. Now, whoever wins that match will get a chance at the title of your choice. Now, get the hell out. So, yeah, we're going to do a bull rope match because I want to do a bull rope match. And there isn't a bull rope match on this freaking game. There's a dog collar match. That's not what I want. Oh, fucking hell. I don't think I can import at the moment. Right, I'll book that in once I have the bull rope. I'll get that booked once I have the bull rope match in place, because at the moment it's not in place and it's really peeing me off. Oh god, we've got loads in here. Dog collar. Yep, still not in. Look, nope, nothing. Right, we'll get that booked in as soon as it's available. Then Randy Savage gets 7-2. He goes, oh yeah, I've come to represent the WWE and help take down the power machine values to WWF. There is one man in our way that's going to stop us in the Undertaking. Now he wants to destroy the WCW inside out, but he's going to have to go take out Randy Savage first. Oh yeah, and I'm going to actually book that one now because I already, even though I'm not got it properly set, but I know the match exists. Greg, we'll have to keep doing this, and it's going to get annoying. I should have checked all this beforehand. Randy Savage versus The Undertaker. I need to have a look. Savage versus Taker. 77B. Not bad. In about a decent match, the Lightning Express defeated the Feathers Freebird in 736 when Brett Armstrong defeated Jimmy Garvin by pin of the side Russian rake sweep. Jimmy Garvin 56, Michael Haynes 65, Tim Horner 53, Brett Armstrong 64. Brett Armstrong in performance 66C plus. In a decent match, Dustin Rhodes defeated Kevin Sullivan by pin for the Running Bulldog. Dustin's really off his game. Dustin 47, Kevin Sullivan 65, 61C. Ted DiBiase 68C plus. So I come here for a break, and what do I get? That freak warrior following me. WCW is a great company, but we need to get rid of the Roy before we fall and lose everything. Vince lied to you, was never going to be at that bullcrap event, Royal Rumble. Who did the better show on that show? Oh, that's right, we did. Where I'm coming for you, and at Uncensored, is going to be me and you one-on-one in a $1 billion warfare match. If you win this hardcore match, I'll give you $1 billion. So get ready. So yeah, even though it's going to be just a standard hardcore match, because you know, there you go. Ted DiBiase and Ultimate Warrior. If you advertise, there we go. Advertise that. 68C plus. In about a decent match in below heat, Rob Van Dam, Rey Mysterio Jr., Chris Jericho, Rick and Scott Steiner defeat Jack Victory, Rip Morgan, Motor City Madman, Kevin Nash, and Bobby Eaton. In 8:23, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Motor City Madman by pinning the Miss Joanna. Rick Morgan's not suited to his gimmick. He now is. Scott Steiner 65, Rick Steiner 61, Chris Jericho 40, Rey Mysterio 53, Robin Dunn 41, Eaton 16, Nash 39, Motor City Madman 34, Rip Morgan 42, Victor 42, RVD in Techno and Performance, and Scott Steiner in Performance is 56E minus. Not bad. Lex Luger's in the back. And he goes, so I'm standing here as the United States champion, but Barry Windham wants one more match. Sure, let's do this. Let's do something different. A match that Dusty did many years ago. A ladder match. Let's hang this above the ring, and the first person to climb the ladder and grab the title wins. Simple. Oh yes, WCW are doing a ladder match before anybody else. Well, not before anybody else, because of course. But yeah, Lex Luger and Barry Windham will be having a ladder match live at Uncensored. 61C, not bad. In the next session match, Larry Zbyszko defeated Randy Savage in 806 by pin for the pile driver after distraction from The Undertaker. Randy Savage 80, Larry Zbyszko 82. No opponents, 76B minus. In an exceptional match, Rick Martel defeated Rick Rude in 7:52 by pinfall. Rick Martel 87, Rick Rude 76, no work room 76B minus. And then we've done this as a minus so he doesn't show up, but yeah, Teddy's going. WCW going to the dogs. People think this place is okay. It's not. First, we lost our tag team belts to the loser Steiner Brothers. Then we lose the match on the TV title. So we're cashing in our rematch uncensored for the fans bring the weapons tag team warfare match and the tables match. You boys bring it, because this time we're going to win. Ooh, yay. I am not editing this either. It is not in the game. Why the freaking none of these good? Why the frick is this game database got no decent matches? I had this problem before. Right, anyway, the only one I can book in then is Pillman versus Lethal Larry in a tables match. That will be live. I will also book in, once I have it all installed, after this I'll get on with that, and it will have, we'll get the fans bring the weapons match and the ballweight match booked. In the exceptional match, Ted DiBiase and Arn Anderson defeated Warrior and Ricky Steamboat in 8-12, and Arn Anderson defeated Ricky Steamboat by pinfall with a spinning spinebuster. Ricky Steamboat 87, Warrior 90, Arn Anderson 76, Ted DiBiase 78. No workers, only an 70C plus. But our main event tonight is a video plays hyping Sting and Lex Luger taking on Flair and Barry Windham, 71C plus. But in a battle of superb wrestling and great heat, Ric Flair and Barry Windham defeated Sting and Lex Luger in 2007 when Ric Flair defeated Lex Luger by submission of figure 4 leg lock. Lex Luger in 62, Sting 93, Barry Windham 66, Ric Flair 88, and Ric Flair improving in Rumble. Then, in a decent pre-show match, Big Van Vader, Michael Wall Street, and Truly Blanchard defeat Terry Taylor, Terry Gordy, and Junkyard Dog in 15-11, and Truly Blanchard defeat Terry Taylor by pinfall slingshot suplex. Junkyard Dog 50, Terry Gordy 69, Terry Taylor 57, Truly Blanchard 63, Michael Wall Street 70, and Big Van Vader 72. Big Van in performance and Terry Taylor improving in technical performance. That is the end of WCW. 79B increases our popularity across 7 regions. Nice. And some of them probably just stay the same. But my friends, I'll see you guys live once again for another edition of WCW World Championship Wrestling next week as we continue the road to Uncensored. Welcome back. We're now 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away, wherever you want to put it, to Uncensored and the final part of this episode. And the preacher bad surprise and it'll hit Chris Jericho defeat Razor Ramon in 7:40 by submission of the Lion Tamer. Jericho got 38, Razor Ramon 50, Razor Ramon in technical 49D plus. In a pre-ride subpar and non-existent crowd, he's Scott Armstrong, Pat Rose, and Buddy Landell defeated Rey Mysterio Jr., Tommy Dreamer, and Rob Van Dam. In 7:59, Scott Armstrong defeated Tommy Dreamer by pinfall with a super kick. RVD 50, Dreamer 26, Rey Mysterio 54, Buddy Landell 41, Pat Rose 30, Scott Armstrong 29. Rey Mysterio Jr. seemed off his game. Tommy Dreamer Extremist, he's getting better, Gordon's getting better, going to Scott Armstrong. Tommy Dreamer in technical and Pat Rose in technical. 7,000 people at the San Francisco Civic Auditorium tonight, sold out crowd. Hello, you. Great, we've got a cat coming in to have attention just when I start recording. Hey, Marie. Love you. In a pre-show, decent wrestling, but didn't have a cheats. Cactus Jack defeated Dan Spavey in 7:38 by pinfall the double arm DDT. Cactus Jack 57, Dan Spavey 57, no work points 59C. In a preacher bad D subpar SNL Heat, Chris Benoit defeated Rick Rogers in 7:46 by submission of the cripple crossface. Ted Turner was pretty weak. I was pretty weak at the announce desk. Chris Benoit 50, Rick Rogers 40. I'm not literally Ted Turner, but you know what I mean. 48D plus. Wish I was. I'd be in the money or dead. I can't remember. I don't know if he's dead. Is he? I don't know. If he isn't, then he'd probably be the next president of the United States of America. In a preacher bad subpar wrestling little heat, Kevin Nash, Motor City Madman, and Steven Regal defeated Austin, Pez Walter, and Keith Hart in 8:23 when Motor City Madman defeated Paulie Dangerously by pinfall. Motor City Madman defeat Keith Hart by pinfall after Paulie Dangerously interfered. Keith Hart 34, Pez Walter 32, Austin 44, Regal 53, Motor City Madman 37, Nash 40, Austin in Rumble 46D. Then in the pre-show had decent wrestling, much heat. Terry Taylor and Owen Hart defeated Max Payne and Mandy Guerrero in 7:52 when Owen Hart defeated Max Payne by pinning the missile dropkick. Well, both of these two, Mandy Guerrero 48, Max Payne 45, Owen Hart 61, and Terry Taylor 61. Mandy Guerrero performance and Max Payne performance. Welcome to the permanent roster. After tonight, I will be signing 60C. I cannot complain. We open up with 72B minus tonight. As Paul Bearer comes down to the ring, he goes, "Oh no, Randy Savage, you have made the ring man mad. The ring man mad. You had made the wrong man," I think he's meant to say wrong man mad. "And in 3 weeks, an uncensored is a cat this match, and it's going to be the end of you. How could you turn your back on Vince? We came here to take down WCW for him. We came here to kill this company. Oh, yes." You hear that excitement of these awesome fans? Look out there. Vince sucks. WWF is WCW's bitch. And they're all saying wrong things, that WWF's days are numbered. You see Hulk Hogan is champion once again, and Roy left because he was planning to lose that belt to Hogan at the Royal Rumble. I left because I was getting told to put over idiots who had no experience in this business. And then Undertaker just grabs the mic and he goes, "You talk too much. Randy Savage, you see in 3 weeks I'm going to lock you in that casting and you're going to rest in peace." Why the frick is Undertaker now Arnold Schwarzenegger? Anyway, so to be honest, as you will see, my friends, I have finally got the Fans Bring the Weapons match booked. I have finally got the Bullweight match booked, and everything else is lovelily booked. Tables match. Yay, everything's booked. And this cat, I'm trying to record, darling. Hold on a minute. If I can bring her close. You can probably hear that. That's her purring. In a decent match, Doink the Clown and Dusty Rhodes. Doink the Clown debuts, defeating Dusty Rhodes in 5:53 by pinfall using a foreign object. Dustin 50, Doink the Clown 58. He's debuted his old school heel. There isn't an evil clown gimmick, otherwise I'd give him that, because he's going to be the evil clown that he was when he was good. In a bad, decent wrestling, the Royal Family defeated the Young Pistols at 6:16 when Jack Victor defeated Steve Armstrong by pivot the pile driver. Trace Smothers 54, Steve Armstrong 48, Rip Morgan 45, Jack Victor 42. Rip Morgan sustained great conjunctivitis 51D+. Well, at least we're on the main card now. Oh, Arn Anderson, hello. So, it's going to be a ballroom match. Well, I'm not sure if you know what that means, but oh well. You see, WCW are not getting involved. They have right the hands on the show, and it's going to be a night like no other. You see, WWF need to have control all the time. But here WCW go, you know what? Let's just drop the rules and let them kill each other. And I'm going to do that when I strangle you to death. Then WCW the following week, I will face Sting for the WWE World title, and then I'm going to win it and give it to my good friend Ric Flair. 64C. In a decent match, Kevin Sullivan defeated Z-Man in 8:05 by pin the Devil Stomp. Z-Man 51, Kevin Sullivan 66, Kevin Sullivan Techno, and Z-Man in Performance, 65C. Tito Santana does really well, 77B, and he goes, "So Rick Rude thinks he's going to win once again. He won't, he's going to lose. I'm not losing to Rick Rude again. I need to show the WC fans why I've come here and was brought here to be a star, not censored. I'm gonna win." 77B from Tito. In a decent match, Tully Blanchard and Sid Vicious defeat Eddie Guerrero and Ricky Morton in 7:39 when Tully Blanchard defeat Ricky Morton by pin of the slingshot. Vicious 53, Blanchard 70, Morton 55, Eddie Guerrero 67, Sid Vicious in Rumble 68C+. Don't know why Ted DiBiase is on screen. He was not meant to be on screen, but anyway. So what he's about, he goes, "I do not like Ted. He's an idiot. And he wants to do this $1 Million Warfare match. Then fine. I'm going to uncensored be $1 million richer. I came here for fights and it's going to continue uncensored when I beat Ted DiBiase." So Warrior clearly enjoyed having the freedom of going off script and perform well. 77B, Ted DiBiase, goodbye. In a bad great wrestling and good heat, The Undertaker defeated Terry Gordy in 7:32 by pin for the Tombstone. Undertaker and Paul Bearer have great chemistry. Terry Gordy 70, Undertaker 80, no work for 76B minus. In a decent match, the Fabulous Freebirds defeated Lightning Express at 7:42 when Jimmy Garvin defeated Brad Armstrong by pin for the Bombs Away. Jimmy Garvin 64, Michael Haynes 66, Tim Horner 58, Brad Armstrong 66. No work in pro 68C+. Ricky Steamboat's in the back, and I am really already enjoying this a lot more, doing this style of wrestling. You know, this is brilliant fun for me already. I'm having so much fun with this WCW save, more than I was with the 1985 save, so this is going to be sticking around for a lot longer. I've now got all of the series right here. I've got Impact Wrestling Weekly going. I've got pre-show, then the main show, and I've got Impact Wrestling 1988, TNA 1986, WCW, WWF, and WWF Raw is Raw. And I'm really enjoying all my series, so all of them are going to be sticking around for a while, including my week on mental health. My week with mental health, so you get to see into my life leading up to and after and beyond Christmas, my birthday and things like that. So it'll be good fun. I am a dragon, a warrior, and truly thinks he's going to stop me. He's not. WCW are going to be on top and WWF will fall. And that's where truly advantage should be. With the enemy, it's time for a fight, and that fight will happen in 3 weeks at Uncensored. Ricky Steamboat. In a very good heat, decent wrestling, a decent wrestling crowd, Tito Santana, Ricky Steamboat, and Lex Luger defeated Big Van Vader, Bobby Eaton, and Michael Wall Street in 7:48 when Tito Santana defeated Michael Wall Street by pin for the flying forearm smash. 74, Luger 82, Steamboat 76, Tito 66, Michael Wall Street 69, Bobby Eaton 60, and Big Van Vader 66. Michael Wall Street improving and flying a 74B-. And Sting's in the back, 77B for Sting, and he goes in 4 weeks. It's going to be me on top, as I am right now. Hulk Hogan's got nothing on the Stinger, and I'm the future wrestling, and it's going to be me staying where I am. Ric Flair will be the one. Because I'm going to be last man standing and says this is an ongoing war, and it's not ending anytime soon. 77B. In a decent match, Lethal Larry and Doom defeat Brian Pillman and Steiner Brothers in 7:54 when Lethal Larry defeated Scott Steiner by pin with a power slam. Lethal Larry is the weak link. Butch Reed 61, Ron Simmons 63, Lethal Larry 44, Brian Pillman 78, Scott Steiner 69, Rick Steiner 65, Butch Reed in performance 70C+. In about that great wrestling and good heat, Warrior, Rick Martel, Tommy Rich and Junkyard Dog defeated Ric Flair, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson and Barry Windham in 7:56 when Warrior defeated Arn Anderson by pin with a running power slam. Junkyard Dog 48, Tommy Rich 59, Rick Martel 81, Warrior 89, Barry Windham 66, Arn Anderson 72, Rick Rude 71, and Ric Flair 87. And then we've got Terry Gordy, Rick Martel, Lex Luger, Sting versus... we might get rid of... Actually, we're going to change that now. Let's go for the... We're going to do the Warfare match. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to quickly edit it. Because I did it as that so you guys wouldn't know the surprise entering. But the War Games match that I am going to be doing at Wrestle War... And I'm only doing it at Wrestle War because they had one at Wrestle War in real life. Arn Anderson's audio, Barry Windham and Vicious. And then we're going to go for the faces. Will be, of course, Lex Luger, Rick Martel, and the Stinger. But I'm also not going to throw in the Warrior. Where is... You know what? It's probably better that we have... So yeah, I don't know who I'm going to... I'm probably just going to... Actually, I'm just going to stick with where we had it before. Because at the moment, everyone's in a storyline except for those guys. So actually, that was a fair point. What was the point? I don't know. 64C for Barry Windham. He goes ladder. We've got to climb a ladder. That's fine. I'm going to climb and retrieve the title. I'm going to use it to break you in pieces, and I'm going to destroy the one and only Lex Luger. Why? Because I am a 4 horseman. And I swear that doesn't say pieces. I swear that says peaches. Anyway, my dyslexia coming through once again. But here, in about that great wrestling and good heat, Randy Savage defeated Larry Zbyszko in 7-8-10 by pin with a flying elbow drop. Larry Zbyszko 74, Savage 79. No work from 76B-. A video plays hyping up Sting versus Ted DiBiase. And in the next sectional match, Sting defeated Ted DiBiase in 14:57 by pinfall. Sting makes defense number 3 of the WCW World Heavyweight title. Ted DiBiase 72, Sting 86. That's the end of tonight's show. 73B-, increased our popularity in 7 regions, but lost its popularity in 10 regions. Ouch. So we'll see you guys live again next week for another edition of WCW World Championship Wrestling. The go-home edition of WCW is live in front of 9,161 people at the Augustine Richardman Civic Centre. And in a terrible feature match, Tommy Dreamer defeated Mo City Madman in 7:36 by pin with the Tomahawk. Dreamer got a 27, Mo City Madman 39. No recommends 37D-. In a feature, decent match, Owen Hart, Keith Hart, and Chris Jericho defeated Bobby Eaton. Kevin Nash and Lethal Larry in 8:16 when Owen Hart defeated Lethal Larry by pin with a missile dropkick. Jericho 41, Keith Hart 37, Owen Hart 61, Lethal Larry 43, Kevin Nash 47, Bobby Eaton 69, Jericho in Techno and Lethal Larry in Techno 59C-, not bad. In a pre-show, decent wrestling and cheap, Michael Wall Street defeated Pez Waldley in 8:09 by pinfall of the stock market crash. Pez Waldley 33, Michael Wall Street 73, or Barry Windham. I was at last day 62C. In a pre-show, decent wrestling below heat, Robin Down and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Scott Armstrong and Steven Regal in 72, when Robin Down defeated Steven Regal by pinfall of the Van Daminator. Rey Mysterio Jr. 54, Robin Down 51, Steven Regal 54, Scott Armstrong 37, no work 53C minus. In a decent pre-show match, Pat Rose defeated Terry Taylor in 8:04 by pinfall. Terry Taylor 63, Pat Rose 39. No comments. If you haven't noticed, we are doing Saturday night now. DC minus, which will be explained because this is the final show before we go live on Saturday nights after Uncensored. But there is a reason why we didn't do a show last week. In a decent pre-show match, Rick Rude defeats Steve Austin 8:14 by pinfall Rude Awaken. Austin 48, Rick Rude 72. No comments 68C plus. 86B plus, to open up the night, Sting comes down and goes, "Woo! This is it. This is Saturday Night Live. This is Saturday Night Live. This Sunday night live is Uncensored." Now last week we was not on TV because we was changing the TV show. This is WCW Saturday Night Now. Instead of WCW, so 24 hours after the show is Uncensored. And I cannot wait. Woo! And Ric Flair comes out and he goes, "Woo! So you cannot wait for you to lose your title? Awesome. You see, there's no rules tomorrow night. It is me and you, and it's going to be a bloodbath. And boy, it's going to be fun." Now, Dusty wants to jump ship. That leaves me and Sting and the boy. And boy, these fans are going to be pissed when their Stinger loses the title. And Sting goes, "Really? These fans will be cheering when I lay you down for the 10 count. I'm going to beat your ass." WCW is taking over. And with me at the helm, Rick, we don't need a man like you. It's time you moved on. You moved over for the future of this business. And he goes, "Really? Tomorrow night I'll prove my point when I beat you, and I am the last man standing." Well, this Rick goes to punch Sting, but Sting stops him and sends him out and then poses with his belt. Great way to open up night on 86B. And then in a decent match, the Young Pistols defeat the Royal Family in 5-3 when Scott Armstrong defeated Rick Morgan by pinfall for the Doomsday Kick. Doomsday Drop Kick. Tracy Mills 55, Steve Armstrong 53, Rick Morgan 51, Jack Victor for 46. No work marines, so that's 56C minus. In a decent match, Chris Benoit defeated Kevin Sullivan at 6:03 by submission of the Cripple Crossface. Kevin Sullivan 73, Chris Benoit 45. No work marines for 68C minus. 68C plus, I mean. And then Gene Oakland. Oakland's debuted his correspondent gimmick in his reign of average. Lex Luger's game-based gimmick. 79B minus. And Oakland goes with me this time. WCW United States Champion, Lex Luger. Thanks, nice of you to join us, Gene. Now let me tell you something. Tomorrow night I'm going to climb the ladder and still be the United States Champion. You see, Barry Windham can shout that he's the best, but he did not beat me at Clash of Champions. He's not going to tomorrow night Uncensored. Welcome, Gene, to the family. And then Nick shows his hands and leaves. We also have got a new, I can't show you at the moment, but we have got another colour commentator on the table now, which is not Tony Schiavone. I can show you in this match. Details. So on the announce table desk is Jim Ross, Magnum TA, and Jim Cornette. They are your announcers. In about a good wrestling, a decent wrestling crowd, Doom defeat Blind Express at 709. Ron Simmons defeated Tim Horner by pinfall with a diving shoulder block. Butch Reed 65, Ron Simmons 68, Tim Horner 61, Brad Armstrong 73. Ron Simmons in performance and Butch Reed in performance 74B minus. Tony, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Bearer and The Undertaker. This Sunday night, we continue to take down WCW when we take out Randy Savage. We're going to lock him in a coffin so he can rest in peace. Oh, yes. It's going to be beautiful. Now I have found the urn, I can carry it, which holds my Undertaker's powers. Oh, yes. Since we'll see, and we're being sued for copyright. I mean, that is the law at the moment. We are being sued by copyright. Whenever I do Paul Bearer promo, my cat vanishes. I am watching this week's Ring of Honor. I watched it last week, and I haven't watched it for months. I didn't watch Ring of Honor properly for months, and I actually fully enjoyed last week's Ring of Honor TV show. Really intriguing. I'm also into Major League Wrestling, which is on YouTube at the moment, so that's another company I've got into. And of course, Impact Wrestling. WWE is just bullshit, so I ain't even bothering. I'm waiting for Wrestle Talk to upload their review, which should be up about now. So Terry Gordy and Randy Savage showed their Instagram machine together, which is interesting. In a battle of great wrestling and good heat, Big Van Vader and Truly Banks defeat Terry Gordy and Randy Savage in 7:42, and Truly Banks defeat Terry Gordy by pinfall with a slingshot suplex. Savage 87, Terry 74, Truly 67, Big Van Vader 67, No Worker Verse 72 B-. In an extreme short match, Cactus Jack defeated Razor Ramon in 5-10 by pinfall with a double arm DDT. Razor Ramon 51, Cactus Jack 54, No Worker Verse 56 C-. And until it goes, don't speak, Gene, I thought I got away from you. Oh well. Warrior, tomorrow night, you'll not be $1 million richer when I beat you. I'm the biggest star in WCW and the richest, and it's going to be glorious. 60 plus gimmick infringement. In a decent match, Z-Man defeated Doink the Clown in 8-19 by the pinfall the super kick. Z-Man 51, Doink 59, a 61C. In a bad good wrestling and decent match of crowd, the Steiner Brothers defeated Fabulous Freebirds in 7:33, and Scott Steiner defeated Jimmy Garvin by pinfall the Steinerizer. The Steiner Brothers make defense number 1 of their WCW World Tag Team titles. Jimmy Garvin 66, Michael Haynes 72, Rick Scott Steiner 72, Rick Steiner 67, Noah Kamara 76 B-. Rick Rude's in the back with Tony. He goes, let me tell you something. I'm not stupid. I do know. Why is it Rick Rude and not Rick Martel? Oh dear. I do know what a ball rope is. And I know I'm going to be tied to you. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to kick your ass. And tonight, I'm going to join Sting and Lex Express. I'll do it then, too. See you later, Anderson. So, I was meant to be Rick Martel, but oh well. In a decent match, Sid Vicious, Dan Spivey, Rip Rogers, and Buddy Landau defeat Eddie Guerrero, Brian Pillman, Tommy Rich, and Junkyard Dog in 8-19. And Rip Rogers defeat Eddie Guerrero by pinfall the bridging during suplex. Pillman's head shoulders down. That's Rip Rogers, the weak link. Junkyard Dog 53, Tommy Rich 64, Brian Pillman 77, Eddie 65, Buddy Landau 52, Rip Rogers 42, Dan Spivey 62, Sid Vicious 61. Vicious in Rumble and in Performance. So, just so you know, once the Rock and Roll Express are back together, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, once he's back from injury, I will be hiring a load more tag teams and the WCW tag team division will be lit up. Because many of you know how good my tag team divisions are in most of my companies, actually. So Vicious improving in Rumble and Performance, 67C+. So Truly Blanchard, for instance, is in the back, 74 B-. He goes, really? He thinks he's a dragon, he's going to beat me? Beat me because he's so good? You're nothing, Steamboat, but an overhyped piece of crap, like this place. You see it all night. Let's hype on Sense like it's tomorrow night, when all this is filmed on a Wednesday night. It's a changing face and we're treating the fans like they're stupid, which they are. But I tell you what, Steamboat and your dumb army are going to be truly upset when Truly Blanchard beats you Sunday night. I don't even spell it that way. Someone will be having a giggle when they get the script. In a superb match, The Undertaker defeated Tito Santana in 8-9 by pinfall the roll-up. Tito Santana 68, The Undertaker 18, no work for 73 B-. In the exception match, Ricky Steamboat and Warrior defeated Larry Zbyszko and Ted DiBiase in 8-27. Ricky Steamboat defeated Ted DiBiase by pinfall the diving crossbody. Warrior carried the match to his ring performance. Warrior 89, Steamboat 78, Ted DiBiase 73, Larry Zbyszko 78, no work for 73 B-. And our main event of the night is Rick Martel, Lex Luger and Sting taking on Flair Anderson and Barry Windham. 81B in an exceptional match, IV Horseman, Flair Anderson and Barry Windham defeated Rick Martel, Sting and Lex Luger. In 1945, and Anderson defeated Lex Luger by pinfall the spinning spine buster. Barry Windham was the weak link. Sting 94, Lex Luger 86, Rick Martel 82, Barry Windham 72, Anderson 85. And Ric Flair 94, Barry Windham in Performance. That's where we're going to end tonight's show as 79B. There is no specific comments to be made about this show. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys live tomorrow for Uncensored on Sunday night. Thanks for watching. We are sold out tonight at the Key Centre. It's Sunday night. This is World Championship Wrestling. This is Uncensored 1991. And we're ready to go with the pre-show. In about that Sub Wrestling on Resistant Quality, Scott Armstrong, Steven Regal, Motor City Manager defeated Chris Jericho, Lance Storm and Tommy Dreamer in 7:45, and Steven Regal defeated Tommy Dreamer by pinfall the Regalplex. Tommy Dreamer 28, Lance Storm 43, Chris Jericho 42, Motor City Madman 39, Regal 52, Armstrong 28, Jericho in Performance and Rumble. Not bad. I'm just going to quickly open up this because as soon as I've recorded this, I'm going to be editing that down. In a pre-show, decent wrestling with a cheat, the Young Pistols defeated the Royal Family in 7:41 when Tracy Smalls defeated Jack Victor by pinfall the Doomsday Dropkick. Tracy Smalls 55, Steve Armstrong 46, Rip Morgan 47, Jack Victor 43, Jack Victor in Techno and Armstrong in Performance with 52D+. In a feature about decent wrestling, but no actually Z-Man and Rob Van Dam defeated Rip Oliver and Stephen Regal in 8:18 when Z-Man defeated Rip Oliver by pinfall for the flying crossbody. Rob Van Dam 50, Z-Man 49, Regal 41, Oliver 55. RVD in Rumble and Performance of 64 C-. In a feature about decent wrestling, but no cheat, Doink the Clown defeated Chris Benoit in 7:58 by pinfall after using a foreign object. Benoit 51, Doink 57 at 59C. No welcome is 59C, can't complain. In a feature out decent wrestling, but no cheap, Buddy Landy defeated Stan Spavey, defeated Rick Morton and Rey Mysterio Jr. in 8:23, and Dan Spavey defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. by pinfall the Spavey Spike. Rey Mysterio Jr. 53, Ricky Morton 58, Dan Spavey 55, and Buddy Landau 40. Beautiful. And then a feature about Surprise National Heat, Kevin Sullivan and Razor Ramon defeated Steve Austin and Pez Whiteley in 8:13 when Razor Ramon defeated Steve Austin by pinfall with a crucifix powerbomb. Pez Whiteley 32, Austin 44, Razor Ramon 45, Kevin Sullivan 58. No recommends 32D+. Tonight, right, here we go. Tonight, WCW goes to war. Hold on. I'm not going Scottish. Tonight, WCW goes to war when there are no rules, no regulations. WCW have wiped their hands of the match, and tonight there's nothing but violence ahead when these men go to Raw. On tonight's card, we're the most shocking night of the year so far. We are WCW, and we are number one. We got to the arena, load of protocol, then we announced the standing ringside. So Jim goes, oh, okay, we've got a lot written. Welcome to WCW. On Saturday tonight, WCW goes on Saturday. Now, next Saturday night, we go live every week. But tonight, we got last man standing ladder matches and bull ropes. And I think it's going to be a rough night. Okay, as well tonight, there's going to be Sting versus Ric Flair. WCW title and Sting is going to win. And then Jim Cornette joins in and goes, are you too dumb and blind? Ric Flair is going to win here tonight. And he'll be the last man standing. And Jim just goes, and then basically Jim Ross goes in and goes, let's kick the night off with a tag team title match. Then in a decent match, the Steiner Brothers defeat Doom and the Fans Bring the Weapons match in 15-21 when Rick Steiner defeated Ron Sears by pinfall with a Steinerizer. The Steiner Brothers made defense number 15 of their WCW World Tag Team titles. Butch Reed 57, Ron Simmons 66, Scott Steiner 67, Rick Steiner 64. Butch Reed in Performance, so 15,000 fans' weapons were used. Probably not that many. In a poor match, Cactus Jack defeated Rick Rogers in a hardcore match at 7:59 by pinfall with a double arm DDT. Rick Rogers 40, Cactus Jack 48. These two don't click. Right, 47D. Let's move on. In a decent match, Pillman defeated Lethal Larry in a tables match in 2024, and Lethal Larry is put through the table. He makes defense number 2 of the WCW World Television title. Lethal Larry 42, Pillman 61. No work points 53C-. Okay, that's because it was hardcore based. Oops. In a decent match, the Fabulous Freebirds defeated Lightning Express in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 8:17 when Jimmy Garvin defeated Brad Armstrong by pinfall the bombs away. Tim Horner 56, Brad Armstrong 69, Jimmy Garvin 62, Haynes 66. No welcome to 70C+. In a bad decent match in Middle Cheat, Big Van Vader, Larry Sabisco, Bobby Eaton, Kevin Nash, Pat Rose defeated Owen Hart, Keith Hart, Terry Taylor, Eddie Guerrero, Tommy Rich, and 737. When Big Van Vader defeated Kevin Hart by pinfall the belly to belly suplex when Owen Hart turned on Keith Hart. Tommy Rich 50, non-displaced sternal fracture. Eddie Guerrero 61, Terry Taylor 56, Keith Hart 36, Owen Hart 68, Pat Rose 35, Kevin Nash 43, Bobby Eaton 69, Larry Sabisco 74, Big Van Vader 75. I'm going to complete the term. So his arrogant heel's got a reign above average, and his term was a complete success. Awesome. Tommy Rich in Techno, Bobby Eaton in Techno, Big Van Vader in Performance, and Keith Hart in Performance. All of this will make sense over the next few weeks. Thank you, Jody Hamilton. In a decent match, Michael Wall Street defeated Junkyard Dog in 7:45 by pinfall the Stock Market Crash. Junkyard Dog 44, Michael Wall Street 70, 66C+. In a decent match, Sid Vicious defeated Terry Gordy in 7:32 by pinfall the Powerbomb. Sid Vicious 47, Terry Gordy 70, no welcome 65C. In an exception match, Randy Savage defeated The Undertaker in a casket match in 15:08 when The Undertaker was trapped. Undertaker 81, Randy Savage 79, no work improvements, and 80B. In a good match, Ricky Steamboat defeated Truly Blanchard in 15:02 by pinfall the Diving Crossbody. Ricky Steamboat 74, Blanchard 60, no work improvements, 33B minus. In the next section match, Ted DiBiase defeated Robbie in a hardcore match in 14:35 by pinfall for the diving back elbow drop. Ted DiBiase 74, Warrior 89, no work improvements, 76B minus. In a bad good heat and good wrestling, Tito Santana defeated Rick Rude in a hardcore match in 15:21 by pinfall for the flying forearm smash. Rick Rude 75, Tito 66, no work improvements, 74B minus. In a bad superb wrestling and good heat, Arn Anderson defeated Rick Martel in a ball rope match in 14:49 when Arn Anderson was the first to touch all the corners. Arn Anderson 75, Rick Martel 86 and 82B. And then Lex Luger has an issue backstage. Look at me, no title armor race because it's hanging. Why? Because it's hanging above the ring. Now in the first ever ladder match in WCW, I'm going to go out there to win and retrieve my title from above the ring by climbing the ladder. So Tony, watch your space because I'm still going to be WCW United States Champion. And then about that great wrestling and a decent match for the crowd, Barry Windham defeated Lex Luger in a ladder match in 9:35 and Barry Windham retrieved the item. He wins the WCW United States Heavyweight title. Barry Windham 65, Lex Luger 79, no work with Bruce and 80B. And then Gene Oakland's on his own in the back. No, he isn't. He's got Sting stood with him. Let me tell you something, my best friend just lost his title. But I've been told next one's going to be a War Games Live, and it's going to be Team Sting versus Team Four Horsemen. And I got my team sorted. But I'm not going into that pay-per-view without my title. I'll tell you how I'm going to do it. By being the last man standing, Flair. You better be ready to bleed. And then the next section match, Sting defeated Ric Flair in 24:35. When Ric Flair could not beat the 10 count, he makes defense number 4 of his WCW World Heavyweight title. Ric Flair 92, Sting 92. No work from 78B. After the match, Sting is celebrating his victory in Anderson. Barry Windham is individual and attack being Sting down to the mat. And that's our 64C main event. Then we're going to end the show there. In 78B, increases our popularity in 7 regions. Cannot complain. Sting. So it doesn't increase our popularity in America, but it increases our popularity across Ric Flair. And we're going to go to Randy Savage across Canada, which is good, which is what we need. Praise, praise, praise. Make speech. Sting seemed pleased. Ric Flair was pleased. And Randy Savage seemed pleased. So I'll see you guys live in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of WCW 1991. And we'll see you guys live next time, where we'll have the War Games match just for you.